It is another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the 3 films released on June 26, 2009. And we do have one good movie out of this crop of films that we have here. We're gonna start. It's gonna take a while to get there, though. We're kind of on a. It's kind of like we're on a path. We're on a journey, and we've got to get through the hardest part of it first off. And yeah, this first one is very hard to get through. If you know what it is beforehand, if you don't, it's the sequel to Transformers. Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
B, I want to talk to you about the college thing, okay?
I'm so excited!
Hey, I'm not taking you with me.
Look at this place! I feel smarter already. Can you smell it?
Yeah, it smells like $40,000 a year.
Hey, beautiful. Made you a long-distance relationship kit.
I got your webcam so we can chat 24/7.
Sounds cute. I can't wait.
I just had a full-blown mental meltdown in the middle of my class. I'm seeing symbols.
We've kept much from you, Sam.
This isn't my war.
I fear it soon will be.
What you're about to see is top secret. Do not tell my mother.
Any of these look like the symbols you saw?
Where did you get these?
Archaeologists found these unexplained markings in ancient ruins all over the world.
They gotta mean something, like a message or like a map. Megatron wants what's in my mind.
I'm not gonna go without you.
Fate rarely calls upon us at a moment of our choosing.
Now, from that trailer there, it really doesn't look that bad. Compared to the first Transformers movie, it looked like they're doing what a sequel should do. They should be upping the ante. They should be adding in more action. There should be more, more scale, more stakes, more characters that are being introduced in the series in general. It doesn't look that bad. But then when you have to dig into every single thing in this movie and what happens after you watch that trailer, needless to say, yeah, it gets pretty. It's a rough one. Set 2 years after the events of Transformers, this film takes place with the battle between the Autobots, led by Optimus Prime, and the Decepticons, led by Megatron. The Autobots and Sam Witwicky ally again to face an ancient Decepticon named the Fallen, voiced by Tony Todd, who pursues revenge on Earth. And, there's a whole subplot about Sam going off to college, and he has a long-distance relationship with Michaela, played once again by Megan Fox, who is basically here to be eye candy for pretty much everybody, every guy out there. I mean, literally, that scene in there where she's on the motorcycle, it's just like, they knew what they were doing. And the sad part is, they used her as eye candy in the first Transformers movie, but at least she did something in that movie. In the final battle, she wasn't completely useless. She gave Sam the motivation to go forward in that movie at times. But here, she's just there to be the stock girlfriend. I mean, they literally give her nothing else to do except to look pretty, look sexy, and that's pretty much it. But Sam there's a whole thing where a piece of the Allspark causes Sam to have this mental breakdown in the middle of his new class and causes him to see symbols, which eventually leads into the war, and to Sam pretty much saying, Megatron, what's inside me? It's just like, I mean, there's no way you could say that without that sounding extremely, extremely gay or homophobic, but there's not even homophobic, But you get the idea. Like, it sounds really, really gay. Like, it really, really does sound like that. Now, I know you shouldn't say that, but I'm sorry. Whenever you hear somebody say, somebody wants something inside of me, it's just like, it just, no matter who it is, whether you're gay, straight, that sounds really, really odd, putting that in there and making that part of the action. And, yeah, this movie is pretty much just, yeah, it's a film that, when I saw it, I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. I thought it was what it was supposed to be. A good, fun, over-the-top summer blockbuster. But, yeah, there are a lot of problems with this movie. And a lot of problems that will take me way too long to do when I was in a short review like this. But I'll try to cover a lot of the problems with the movie, because there are a lot of problems. Let's start with my first real problem with the movie. And that is Isabel Lucas, who plays kind of another love interest when we actually find out she's actually a pretender. You know, the other characters from the Transformers franchise, you know, pretender Transformers. Which in turn sounds cool at first, but then when you see it in the movie and you realize how really, really stupid it actually is. Because it really is really stupid the way they present it in the movie. Like, the way it's presented in here is just like, oh my god, you completely missed the point in that whatsoever. Plus, there's no reason for her to be there. I mean, yeah, it's eye candy away from Megan Fox, but she's gone within 20 minutes of her first appearance and is never mentioned again. She is a pointless character in the movie, and it makes no sense whatsoever why she's there. Shia LaBeouf's comic sidekick, roommate, played by, of all people, Ramon Rodriguez, who, he's kind of obnoxious in here, and believe it or not, Jonah Hill was originally going to star in that role, but Seth Rogen basically told him, you know, don't even bother with that, focus on your own projects, which coincidentally he would later star at Night at the Museum Battle with the Smithsonian in a bit role. He chose that over this, which, even though he was only in there for a little bit, it was probably the much better decision overall. But, you know, as much as Ramon Rodriguez isn't really that great in this, we've obviously seen that he's gone on to be a pretty good actor overall. He's great on Will Trent on ABC, so, hey, it's worked out for him overall. Just, there's a lot of other problems with the movie, too. The fact that you could tell this was the movie. I've been building up for the last couple of episodes now about how the writer's strike happened in 2007 and going into 2008, and it basically kind of ruined a huge number of different movies that were in the works. We already mentioned Quantum of Solace. We mentioned a couple of other movies, but this one here was the big one that was really, really hurt by the writer's strike, because, you know, Aaron Kruger, Alec Kurtzman, Roberto Orsi, they weren't there on this movie. They all had to be on the picket line. So who's going to write the script whenever they're not there? Well, Michael Bay, of course. Why not? And you find out almost immediately why he should never have put his hand on the script on this, because once he took over, this thing came careening off the cliff. We've got scenes where, you know, Michael Bay feels the need to have one of the robots literally have a dick and testicles. Like, it's literally, like, they don't even hide it. It's not clever the way they hide this thing. No, it's literally a robot with his dick and balls out for the world to see. And this is one of the ones where they have to make John Turturro more. They embarrass a great actor like John Turturro by having him wear G-string underwear. Like, I get it. In the first movie, he was wearing the goofy boxers, and that was funny when that happened, but, no. Having him go from that to a G-string underwear and kind of making him an idiot in this, like, you know, they really dumbed this character down. And John Turturro, I've talked about how great of an actor he is, and, man, Michael Bay completely ruined him in this movie, but, and then you gotta talk about Mudflap and Skids, voiced by SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah, those two incredibly racist robots that added nothing to this movie whatsoever except to just be the stereotype robots. I mean, they weren't even funny. I mean, back then I might have been like, okay, that's kind of amusing, I'll just let it slide. But no, as time has gone on and you slowly but surely start to realize that, oh wow, these guys are not fun. These are not guys are not funny at all. They're not even given anything remotely funny to do. It's just like, you know, it's almost to the point where you would literally swear. There was a part where Michael Bay basically tell him to go get chicken and waffles or something like that, or tell him let's go pick cotton. Like even they would probably, even somebody there would probably be like, hey man, you've gone too far. So that's probably why they didn't do it. But on top of that, you know, what was the deal? There was this whole plot about the guy trying to shut down the Nest Command, and it's just a subplot that just kept going and going and never went anywhere. Just like the fact that Actually, no, not even that. It was just like, they bring up Barack Obama in here. Cause, yeah, he was president at the time of this, but, you know, they make a big deal about the fact that the president has a problem with robots. Like, why? What does this really add to the movie in general? And it's like the charm and the thrill of seeing robots on the screen isn't there anymore. Granted, the force battle scene was still pretty cool to watch, but other than that, though, everything else in here just felt like you could just tell that this movie was completely dismantled by the fact that Michael Bay basically took over the show. Even Steven Spielberg's name isn't attached to this anymore. It's like Michael Bay threw Steven Spielberg into a closet, locked the door, and said, "Okay, Grandpa's gone. We can do whatever the hell we want to now." And then, you know, Michael Bay takes over, and this is the end result of it all. I mean, this is about as low as you would think it would get. I mean, yeah, it would get worse after the next movie, because Dark of the Moon was a little bit of a brief move back up to what made the first movie work as well. But then after that, you know, Age of Extinction, The Last Night, yeah, those are definitely much worse than this. There's still stuff in this movie that I'll give it credit for. There's stuff in there that I think are actually still pretty good. But other than that, though, yeah, this is definitely a major step down from the first movie, and it's mostly because Michael Bay basically took over the film, and there was literally nothing they could do to stop it, because, you know, the writers weren't there. I mean, the people who wrote the script for this weren't there, so basically they had to come in and finish the job, and it just completely backfired on them big time. I mean, it really is just like that, plain and simple. But you know, we've seen later on down the road, though, once you take Michael Bay away from the Transformers, the series actually gets pretty good again. Bumblebee was great. Transformers Rise of the Beast was pretty good. Transformers 1 was one of the best movies from last year. I mean, the series is back on track, especially mostly because Michael Bay's not in complete control of the project anymore. I mean, like, once you take him out of the equation, that's where the series really started to get good again. But now, with these movies that he's in control with here, it's more miss than hit, and this is definitely one of the big misses in the franchise in general. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, yeah, it's pretty bad. It's a pretty bad movie. It's got fun action overall, but it's not enough to save the film in general, so there you go. I said I wasn't going to talk about it for 10 minutes, and we're nearing the 10-minute mark on this one, so yeah, I lied to you on that front there. So let's go ahead and get to our next movie. Let's go ahead and move on to the film that had the balls to go up, maybe the dick and balls of a robot, to go up against Transformers. And that's Cameron Diaz in the cancer drama My Sister's Keeper, also with Abigail Breslin.
Once upon a time, I saved my sister's life, and it was a miracle.
Taylor, maybe we could hang together sometime.
It's a good life, isn't it?
These your kids?
Yes, they are. Question is, are they yours?
I guess you could say that we're a little dysfunctional. But everybody loves each other, and we do the best we can.
My Sister's Keeper, rated PG-13, stars June 26th.
So in Los Angeles, the 11-year-old Anna Fitzgerald seeks the successful Earl Campbell Alexander, trying to hire him to earn medical emancipation for her mother, Sarah, played by Cameron Diaz, that wants Anna to donate her kidney to her sister. Anna's played by Abigail Breslin, and her sister's played by Sophia Vasilvia. I think I'm pronouncing that right. She's on Medium. But, where's the plot at? Oh, there we go. So anyway, she tells the lawyer the story of her family and after the discovery that her older sister, Kate, has leukemia. How she was conceived by vitro fertilization to become a donor, and the medical procedure she had been submitted since she was 5 years old to donate to her sister. Campbell accepts to work pro bono, and the obsessed Sarah decides to go to court to force Anna to help her sister. This is directed, of course, by Nick Cassavetes, whose previous film was The Notebook. No, I take that back. It was Alpha Dog and then The Notebook. But he's been a decent director overall. And this one it's okay. It's fine for what it is. The Campbell Alexander is played by Alec Baldwin. You also have Jason Patric as the father in this. And like I said, it's a fine movie. Is it a great movie? No, it's pretty much just kind of a been there, done that type of storyline. But it's the type of movie where its heart is in the right place. It's very schmaltzy. It's very much a melodramatic summer movie that you take the families, the mother and the grandmother to. If you don't want to see Transformers, or you just take the kids let the kids go see Transformers, and then, or the dad can take the kid, the son, to see Transformers, and then, you know, mom, dad, and the sister can go see this movie. Yeah, it's not a bad movie. It's just a film that's just kind of there. The performances overall are pretty good. You know, this is actually probably one of Abigail Breslin's best movies she had done outside of Little Miss Sunshine, honestly. But other than that, though, it is what it is. It's just what it's just what you think it is, and it's not bad at what it's doing. It's a sweet little story. Nothing really too groundbreaking, nothing really too spectacular, but its heart is in the right place. It's doing what it needs to do, and I'm not going to really say anything bad about it per se, because it is what it is. So, yeah. It's a decent watch overall, My Sister's Keeper. So, with all that said, let's get to the last movie that we have here, and it's easily the biggest of the three movies, even though Revenge of the Fallen made all that money. This week, we have this year's Best Picture winner at the Academy Awards, Catherine Bigelow's The Hurt Locker.
It's the best way to go about disarming one of these things.
The way you don't die, sir.
Some experiences take you beyond danger, beyond fear, to the very heart of courage.
What's he doing? I'm gonna die. I wanna die comfortable.
One of the most acclaimed motion pictures of the year is the film Time Magazine calls a near-perfect movie, and Roger Ebert says it's a leading contender for Academy Awards. Oh boy. The Hurt Locker, rated R, now playing in select city.
Of course, it ends with the most iconic shot of the movie, but why the hell did they set it up like a Looney Tunes cartoon gag? Like you're almost expecting the bomb to go off, and you see Jeremy Renner in blackface with a sandwich board that basically says, "Oh, here we go again," like that type of thing. It's just like that's a weird way to put that scene in there, because in context, that does not feel like that should belong there. But this is The Hurt Locker. You follow an Iraq War explosive ordnance disposal team who are targeted by insurgents and show their psychological reactions to the stress of combat. The writer, Mark Bowl, drew on his experience during embedded access to write the screenplay. And you have a couple notable people from the MCU, Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner, and Captain America, Anthony Mackie. Also, Guy Pearce is in here, too. Brian Garricky, Christian Camargo, Ray Fiennes, David Morris, and of course it's directed by Catherine Bigelow. And this was notable because it not only won Best Picture that year, but Catherine Bigelow became the first woman to ever win the Academy Award for Best Director. And I mean, those accomplishments overall should put this movie in a note of history in general, just by the fact that she was the first woman director to ever win the Oscar, which is very impressive. And then not only that, she also won for her producing role as well. So it was a big night for her when this won. It's weird because this was the year when the Academy Awards did the thing where it's all 10 nominees, and there were a lot of good movies in those categories. Like, you had Up was in there, Up in the Air, Precious, Inglourious Bastards, District 9, Avatar, a lot of good movies in that category. And I think most people would say that this is probably one of the weaker nominees in that category. I don't know. I'd probably put it somewhere in the middle. I think this movie's been getting kind of a backlash in the last 16 years since this has come out. It didn't get the best. It got great reviews overall. It was a highly praised film. There was a lot of criticisms by Iraq veterans and embedded reporters saying that it inaccurately portrayed wartime conditions. Which, when is the last time that we've had a movie that literally... this can't all be Platoon is what I'm trying to say. It's just like, we can't all be like Platoon guys. All I'm saying is that it's okay to stretch the truth as long as you're making a good movie out of it. And The Hurt Locker, I think, is a lot better than people let on. It's one of the lowest gross... I think it is still the lowest grossing Best Picture winner of all time. Because I remember when this won the Oscar, I don't think a lot of people were expecting this to do anywhere near as good as it ended up doing at the Oscars. It really did much better than most people thought. I thought something maybe like Avatar would have won, or wishful thinking probably would have thought District 9, or even something like Precious or Up in the Air. I think a lot of people thought much better movies should have won this. It's not one of my favorite Best Picture winners, but it's not one of the worst Best Picture winners. Trust me, the next year's Best Picture winner is one of the worst ones ever. But this really was one of my favorite movies from that year. It nearly made my initial top 10 list when I first did my review for this. But it's just it's a nice, serviceable wrap-up to a really good decade of really strong, entertaining war films. The decade started off, of course, with Black Hawk Down, and then we got stuff like Jarhead, The Kingdom, and this is definitely one of those movies that just is so well done. It really is one of the best war movies since it's probably the best war movie to come out between this and Saving Private Ryan. I mean, that's how good this movie is. This movie really is a well-made film. The writing overall is great. The cast overall is great. The visual look is very good. That scene I was talking about earlier, like, it's a very good, chilling scene. Like, you see this guy picking up a red wire, and you see these 7 pill-shaped bombs coming out of the ground, ready to go off, and it's just like, it's such a cool-looking shot. It gives me chills every time I see it. But, yeah, this movie is definitely a lot better than people let it go on to be. Like, it is a much better movie than I think it has, and I think most people would see it as. It's a really good movie. It's one of my it was near on my list of my 10 favorite films of that year. It's a great movie. It's one you should definitely check out. The Hurt Locker, can't recommend this one enough. And so with all that said, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies, and the next time we meet, we'll jump into July with 2 movies, 2 big blockbusters overall, because there's nothing underneath the 2 that are noteworthy I should talk about. But Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs, the 3rd installment of the Ice Age series, and a criminally underrated Michael Mann movie. Johnny Depp as John Dillinger, Christian Bale's also in it too. Public Enemies. We'll take a look at both of those movies. That'll be coming up tomorrow on the show. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and hit that playlist on the next page. Check out the previous episode. And also, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, notification button, and the bell. You get updates on when videos come out, and we do post new videos here every day. And don't forget to stick around, because coming up on Time About the Movies Flashback, we're flashing back to the first weekend of May 1987. How fitting. This is being recorded on the day, on the early, not even the first day of May 2025, but the second day of May 2025, so we're close. But anyway, we've got Creepshow 2, The All-Nighter, Malone, American Ninja 2, and My Life as a Dog to take a look at on Time About the Movies Flashback. That's coming up in just a little bit after I post this up, so please stick around, because we will be right back after this.